G'day everyone, it's Alex and
Ruben!
And soon to be Michael.
Yeah, he's not here.
BullionNow.com.au, coming to you live from Pakenham, or Stackenham, as some of you have already titled it in the chat previously. So yeah, we're working out if the background looks a bit different. It's because we're in a totally different location. So
we actually don't have a set down here yet. So this is actually the store. We're sitting at the main desk.
Yeah,
we're actually standing.
It's actually a bit weird because normally when I look at Ruben and the studio, he's this way, and I have to go to my right. I notice you'll see also we're standing at the counter. You'll notice in my reflection there's a cash counting machine.
See a little bit better. Oh, maybe not.
And an FPOS machine as well there. So yeah, it's actually exciting to be here. Just before actually Ruben was setting up while I was serving a customer. It's open for appointment only at this stage. And we are looking to rolling out as we get more staff in, because we're a bit understaffed and overworked at this point in time. We will be opening, as per the Melbourne shop, full-time to the public. At least Monday to Friday, that's the plan to start with, and then we're looking at weekends a bit later on.
You alluded to there the fact that it was open by appointment only, but you've actually been down here the last little bit. I haven't. This is my first day down here. Kind of while it's been running like that. How have you found it this week? Has it been busy? The appointments filling up, or has it been fairly quiet? And
yesterday was it yesterday? I don't even know what date it is. Yes, yesterday. It was pretty much all there was dealing with customers for the appointments. It's one after the other. But even the few days beforehand, I was in Melbourne on Wednesday, and that was as hectic as it's been in the last 2 weeks. Ever since we got back from Perth, it's just been off to the races.
Yeah, there was that little uptick in spot. Right as the lunar release happened. I'm still a bit skeptical on that. Why is it always when I'm looking at buying some silver and gold?
Well, not just that. More importantly, it was an uptick of 20% higher in the Perth mint chocolate range.
Yes.
So yeah, that was interesting. But I hear something, Rubes.
There's something in the wings. Someone in the wings.
It is. Well, today I can say it's my co-pilot.
Look who we have here.
50 cameras up there.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I am late. It's the usual excuse, though.
It is.
Well,
it was packed in the city.
I was going to say, normally it's because you're across the hall somewhere. This time you're across the city.
Slightly out of proportion. Excuse me while I set up.
No, that's all right. Well, look, this
we'll go back to Alex.
Good opportunity for me to reiterate what I've been pestering you about. I mean, we've got the space here for a helipad. You know, it's not much of a stretch from an pilot's license to a chopper pilot's license, is it? We're in a building in a city. There's rooftops.
I don't think Michael does choppers.
I'm a real pilot. Sorry, mate.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
No, I have flown helicopters before, and I have to admit I've flown them very badly.
Okay, but you're still here. Can't be that bad. So it
wasn't that good. I can tell you. I've flown them a few times. I don't have a rotary wing license, but it was quite embarrassing because at that point I was quite a highly qualified aerobatics pilot.
Yep.
You think I could hold a helicopter straight? It was unbelievable. Quite embarrassing.
Yep,
So we don't talk about this as a rule.
Right. Well, that's still on my I don't want to say bucket list because that's bad juju, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
I just say wish list. That's on my wish list for a BN chopper.
Greg C. talking about the fact we're already onto aviation talk just 3 minutes into this stream.
I just want to reiterate, this is chopper talk, all right? This is not,
it's different.
It's not, yeah.
They're not real planes, mate. They're not real aviation.
Well, I can only chime in if you're talking about Flight Simulator 2 from Sublogic back in the early 80s.
Hang on, Flight Sim 2?
Flight Sim 2, that was on the Ataris and the Commodore 64s, which I still
like
have
that's
at home.
back in the late 80s, early 90s. Good grief.
I don't want to tempt fate, but I feel if there's something happening in a plane and someone says, "Is there anyone that can fly a plane?" I think I'll have to put up my hand. But hopefully it'll never come to that, so don't worry.
Possibly let the automatics fly the plane. Don't take over, mate.
We didn't have that on the Commodore 64. Sorry.
Well, they have them these days, so don't stress about that.
Yeah. So we're here finally.
We are.
All three from the Pakenham location. And I was just saying just before you walked in, it was been pretty busy with pickups. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, guys.
Between the aviation talk, Michael's phone going off, anyone that's playing the at-home bingo of ticking off all the standard things that happen in every single Bullion Now live stream, they're very happy right now.
You know what makes me laugh about that one? Every Friday for the last, 5 years, Rubes?
Yeah, it's been getting close to that.
Every Friday for the last 5 years, we've done a live stream pretty much every single Friday. We've done a live stream between 2:30 on Friday and 4 p.m. on Friday.
Yep.
Invariably, for the last several months, sometime between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, my oldest son phones me every time.
You know what? Gets me even more? That for the last, correct me if I'm wrong, Rubes, 5 years, you forget to put it on silent.
Yeah, okay, fair call. I'll take that one.
Pete, repeat, what's in the BN bag?
That's the question.
I've literally walked through the door. I have no clue.
This is a pick-me-up my daughter actually got for us last week.
Hang on a sec. Just wait 1 second.
All right,
Here we
let's
go.
just...
Hey, Nate, you are live on live stream. You've done it again. Can this wait till after live stream, or are you on fire?
Yeah, well, basically, I wouldn't want to say those things on live stream anyway. I'd get you in trouble.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
So, yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's one way to do it. I like it.
So I like that.
Hopefully you'll now learn.
I like the public shaming, but I like how he knew straight away. So what you said before was actually absolutely correct. All right.
I've done it again. Yes, you have. We have this conversation every week.
All right. In the bag is a pick-me-up for later. It's a little treat for us with all our names on it. And I think she put that on so I don't eat all three of them.
This is from your daughter,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. I did show it. So it's proof that they actually survived and I brought all three.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
We very much appreciate it.
We've got a question there asking when, from Vaughan, says, what's the address of the Pakenham store? Want to check it out on Google Maps. How far away are we from saying this is where the Pakenham location is? I had a friend recently looking for the store and they were punching it into Google trying to where is it? When? Because, obviously it's something we give out for appointment only. Do you think we're far off going, here is the Pakenham store? Or is that the final step, do you think?
Are you in EDC next week, or are you in Melbourne?
I'm in Melbourne next week and I'm back here the week after.
All right, so I reckon we announce next Friday.
Wow, okay.
Oh.
Ooh, all right. We'll see you here next Friday. The grand announcement.
We're not going to do the full opening next Friday.
Yeah.
It'll be just a few people watching the live stream. We'll just do a
Just
nice,
enough to flood
soft
everything.
launch.
I think I'll be the only one here. I mean, there's plenty here, but behind the counter.
We'll just do a soft launch next week.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. After next week. So from next Monday.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it on Friday's live stream.
Beautiful. Okay.
Sound
Costa
good?
says, Michael, how about getting some 5-ounce silver planes? That is one thing that, for all your love of aviation, we really haven't had too much of is a plane coin.
No. There's not too many of them around, but...
Friday's a public holiday.
well, we
catch.
can't
You
announce.
know what?
Good catch, Darren.
Did you plan that?
No, I didn't actually.
think so. No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can't do it next. There won't be a live stream next Friday, so we'll have to push it off for another week after that.
Okay.
So that's all right. We can do that.
Sorry, back to the plane conversation.
Yeah, there's not too many of them around, like good aviation coins. However, having said that, the Czech Mint has produced a really swish one with an L39 albatross on it, in it, rather than on it. So
What size?
I'm pretty sure it's a 1 ounce. There's a small possibility it's a 2, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1 ounce. And that's really schmick. That's the one I talked about once before, where you can actually, if you shine a torch through it towards you, you can see the green aeroplane, and if you shine it through the coin away from you, it actually projects onto the wall. It's it's
you know what?
beautiful.
I think that plane coin will really take off.
Okay.
so sorry.
The dad jokes have been rolled
they'll
out, and
never
we haven't even been going 15 minutes. So if we can get hold of some of those, absolutely, we'll get them in.
I still haven't seen it. You said, I think last time they put it out there, like you can see on the net. Yeah, okay. I'll have to remember to look at because I forgot to bring it up. But that sounds incredible. And again, I've had a bit of a tough time this week, and I think I told you the other day when we both passed the make to be studio here. All the numismatics from LCS that I'm looking at, and it's like walking in the snow. You know, like you're walking, and then you're just slowing down, and it's catching your attention. And I'm like, oh man,
it's the red woman in the red dress in the Matrix.
Yeah, it is. This is the Bullion version, the numismatics. Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually really excited for this place for when we get all the cabinets and all the displays happening. I think this will be really something to behold.
Yeah. Oscar came to me today because Oscar was down. Oscar's actually going to manage the store down here, for those that know Oscar in Melbourne. And he came down and spent the day down here on Wednesday, and he came back and he said to me today, oh, I've got this great idea. I want this display cabinet, looks like this. Yeah. And Christian, who used to be next door to us, was the jeweler next door. He goes, oh, Christian's got one. I'll find out, all about it. And it's $7,500 for this cabinet.
That's great. When's Oscar getting the loan for that?
Yeah, that's right. Like, mate, do you know what our margin is, man?
Here we go. Plume, thank you. Coffee machine? Question mark?
Didn't somebody buy you a camp stove for the coffee making?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was the plan to have it, and then we were running late with a buyback. So I missed out.
Didn't happen.
I have to wait now till the week after next. But yeah.
Oh, good fun.
Stephen, do not ask Michael what the public holiday is for, because it's one that riles him up a bit, I think.
Oh. It's probably the greatest Australian tradition there is.
What, taking a day off?
Yeah.
That one I support.
In the form of AFL. So yeah, Aussie rules.
Yeah, look, I love the footy. I have an appointment with my family tonight, which means I'm going to have to bolt out of here as quickly as I can.
Bolting out.
After live stream. Because of the grand final tonight, because Hawthorn's playing. It's not the grand final tonight, sorry. It's preliminaries, I think it is. Yeah. So Hawthorn's playing, which I support, and Geelong's playing against each other, which is my wife's team. So could get a little tense in the house tonight.
Wow, okay.
But that's okay.
You good luck now.
But yeah, it bends my brain that we take a day off. I know we take a day off for the horse race, but we've been doing that for 100 and something years, so...
It's snuck in there. It's been there long enough now.
And
it's now a heritage holiday,
Yeah, like I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit hypocritical because I actually have no issue with the Melbourne Cup public holiday, although that's only a Melbourne one, I think. Whereas this grand final parade, it's not the grand final. I'd support a public holiday for the grand final, but it's on a Saturday, so that doesn't count. But to have one for a parade that no one goes to, that even when the parade wasn't in Melbourne during COVID and they shipped it up north, we still had a public holiday. Just makes no sense to me.
I think the only people ended up at that parade were from Victoria anyway.
That's right, we're all getting out of town.
Yeah.
But it just it just blows my socks off that we shut the economy down for a day because of not the grand final, which is great and I fully support it. But for a parade that no one really attends anyway.
Yeah. And check this out, Mike, ready? So one of the biggest sporting events in, let's say, Australia, the grand final, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So people from all over the country fly down to Melbourne, but then the shops are closed on Friday.
That's right.
Welcome to Victoria. Welcome to Melbourne. That's the, I don't know who came up with that, but
I know exactly who came up with that.
I'm sure they're getting a lifetime, like big wage after they're out of politics.
Yes. He was a wonderful premier, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm going to move us on just because we've had aviation and we've had AFL.
And now politics.
I'm going to bring us back to the fact that this is a bullion stream. We had a question through on Instagram. It says, can you ask Michael why the Royal Australian Mint doesn't sell coins in bigger sizes? They really don't do too much in the investment coin space. They've kind of just started dabbling a little bit with some of the 1 ounce silvers. They've done some of the domed ones, which are cool. But yeah, they haven't really done too many large coins.
They did do a great series with a 5 ounce. silver coins.
Yes, they did the
That's
scorpion and stuff in those.
The scorpion, the great white shark, the redback spider, jellyfish. Those are the 4 that come to mind, and they're absolutely stunning coins. But apart from those, I actually don't recall seeing any others.
Look, the
of
Royal
that size or
the Royal
different series.
Australian Mint does not. I got to tread carefully here because I'm not a representative of the Royal Australian Mint. Okay, let's be really, really clear. But they don't particularly focus on the precious metal stacking community, or the precious metal coin collecting community. Like they do on collector coins, just normal ones, but not so much the precious metal ones. So it's not really in their wheelhouse. They leave that up to the Perth Mint. So, was it the Dragon they didn't produce that year, or was it the?
Yeah, they've dropped them off. Nivnaf and Triv said, "Rambo, be watching." I think you can say whatever you want.
You think we're safe?
Yeah, but there's been a few series now that they've stopped kind of midway through, and I think it's from customer interactions. I'm not going to say this is the feelings of Bullion Now, but from some customer interactions I've had, it's left people a little bit unsure of collecting or starting some of their investments with the Royal Australian Mint when they're not sure if they're going to be able to continue some of these series, like the Perth Mint with their Lunar or something like that.
Yeah, so I think it's just a case of it's not something they're going to do. We're actually meant to zip up to Canberra and actually visit the guys up there in the not too distant future. So if I remember, I'll bring it up with them and let's see what they say. But I can already see the look on their face when I ask about it. So I don't like much for my chances. But, we can ask and see what happens.
You think you'll be recording that when you ask them?
No. Yeah, I don't think they like the cameras in there.
Yeah.
Metal Inquisitors asked about the artifact series that Germania is producing. And I'm not going to try and pronounce the Molnar coin, but the Thor's Hammer. It's an absolute stunning coin. Absolutely stunning. The price on it is amazing, to put it politely.
Actually, we were here with one of the customers doing a pickup the other day, if you remember, and that was brought up. She showed me what it looks like, and that's just absolutely mind-bogglingly beautiful. But the price point, I think, with the other precious metals and expensive materials used, does not make it just a 1 ounce silver coin.
No, that's
at
right.
that price point. So that's going to hurt.
You want to do a survey? No, we don't call them that. We call a
poll.
A poll. You want to do a poll? If we bring these in,
hang on, give me 2 seconds. I'll throw up a photo of it, and then people can more accurately determine if it's something they would want to spend their hard-earned money on. Because it is a stunning coin. I think this is definitely one of those ones that the photos don't do it justice for what I suspect it would look like in real life, knowing Germania. But there is that one there.
You flipped it up. So stunning coin. Like what they've done with this is just amazing. And it's got, I can't remember the metal, but it's got some really.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the thunder crackling around the.
I'm trying to do a really quick Google search, and it's hard because I haven't got my mouse out here. And oh no, here we go. Yellow gold, ruthenium, and palladium finishes. All right, we can actually get these.
What question am I asking?
Asking, would you buy this coin? So Thor's Hammer, or like I said, I can't pronounce Molnar.
I can't. I don't want to show off, so I won't.
Yeah, okay.
Would you buy this coin?
For a retail price of approximately $630. It's a 2 ounce coin.
Look, 2 ounce. Okay, so it's 2 ounce.
It's a 2 ounce coin.
So
what are my options? Yes, no, and.
Are you kidding me? Just yes or no would do.
Look, personally, for a 2 ounce at the moment, it's a bit out of my budget, but my birthday's coming up next month, so we'll see. We'll see how nice I am to myself. But sometimes you see a coin or a round, and it doesn't do it justice. I think this is going to look even better in person than what it is on the screen. Because I've said that before. And the typical example I use is the chemtrail quokka. And I did not like that design at all. And then when I saw it in person, it just it's my second favourite quokka coin. After
Can
the
you
first
stop calling it the chemtrail quokka while Perth's watching our live stream, please?
I'll tell you why I call it. It's a great icebreaker and conversation starter. And then you get into it and bullying. What do you mean? And you get into. So I use it in that way as a positive, of course. But the other thing is a more recent one is, and I liked, but I didn't love the design of the 1 ounce silver horse. I liked it, but I thought I was going to enjoy it a lot more. And then I actually saw it in hand, and the contours of of everything. It's just absolutely stunning. So sometimes it doesn't do it justice. All right. I think this will be above and beyond when you hold it and see it.
Look, it's a stunning coin. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And it's actually worth the money.
Yeah.
And
money.
I might even sneak one in for myself.
Yeah.
If I'm completely honest, I'm this close to pulling the trigger on it.
Wow.
Particularly if Geelong wins tonight,
Wait a
then
minute.
I'll guilt my wife into allowing me to do it. And if Hawthorn wins, I'll do it out of
Is
celebration.
that because I said my birthday's next month? Is that?
Yeah, that's right. No.
What do you think about the results of the poll?
I can't see the
We got
results.
18% yes, 58% no, and 24% are you kidding? I threw that in there.
Oh,
so
okay.
18% yes though.
Yeah. Look,
19%.
I think it's possibly worth actually bringing
I
it
just
in.
voted.
It's a beautiful coin. It really is a beautiful coin, and I would argue it's worth the money. But I know that in the stacking community, particularly, we're going to get horrendous pushback if I release that.
That's fine because this is not a stacking item.
It's absolutely not a stacking
This
item.
is not a stacking.
We
piece.
are over for Little Coin Shop for this one.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is not a stacking piece. This is an art, you just enjoy it. This is an art piece in itself.
Yeah, look,
This is
it
an
is.
art piece with 2 ounces of intrinsic tender, right? of silver, right? So intrinsic value in the metal itself, but this is not a stacker's piece, and I don't think anyone will fool themselves.
Yeah.
Talking about that, you really got to know what you're buying, and you're not going to come out and buy this as a mistake because you want to stack some silver. You'll be out specifically for a statement piece, an art piece, a display piece. If you're into even Norse mythology, you don't have to be into silver itself.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful piece for Norse mythology collectors.
Yeah.
You'll get flack from it, but it's not warranted.
There was also some sadness with Germania earlier today in the office, Michael. We had an email through. I'm not going to say who it was just in case they don't want us to say, although I think they are in chat, so if they wanted to claim it.
Yeah, they are in chat.
But there was a little bit of sadness to find out that a product we highlighted from Germania probably a couple of months ago now, these ones here, these coloured holographic little leaf ones with all the different colours, aren't actually a real product that Germania Mint is producing. It is just a highlight of the holographic technology that they are able to do and are offering customers for manufacturing certain coins. And so, I think a few people saw those coins and went, wow, can't wait to get them. And it's actually, it was Metal Inquisitor. But there was a couple of the girls here in Pakenham, I think, were also a little bit saddened by finding that one out because it did look pretty cool.
But it's the technology they used in the unpronounceable tree. It's very similar to that.
Yggdrasil.
And it's...
Show off.
Yeah, that's right. It's all right when I get to Poland next. I'm going to say, is that actually how you pronounce it?
Someone sent me a YouTube video. That's what I'm going off.
I've lost my focus there. I wonder with the response that Germania's had with releasing those images, if they don't actually produce them.
Okay.
They haven't told me that yet, but I know that they've had really, really, really positive responses from a lot of people. So
that's actually a good point. Look, I may have been the only one not disappointed with that. Like my magpie collecting frenzy would get a little bit of a break because I was already worried about, okay, well, I'll get one. I'll definitely get one.
Which colour are you going to get?
Then, you know what, you might want another one, and then if you have two, well, you have to have the set. So
it's like those flaming unpronounceable trees. I really like. It was was it the summer? I can't remember which one it was now.
I believe it was the autumn.
It was the autumn one I really liked. There was one that I just thought, I've got to have this. This is beautiful. But then,
But also the winter, because the
but,
blue.
this is the problem.
Yeah.
So you end up buying all 4 of them, even though you love one and you really want the one.
Yeah.
And you end up buying 4.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I mean, they bring these leaf things out. You're going to go, I really want that. Oh, I love that. Oh, I got to get. Oh, yeah, but I got to have the set.
But it's like it's like the Luna coins. You can't just buy one Luna. Okay, if you buy one, I get it. But if you buy 2, you have to have all 12. You cannot. If you buy your year, I understand that. But anymore, I don't know how people do it. I couldn't.
So I don't know how you stop at one set.
Yeah.
So, series 1, 2, 3, and they're going to be launching 4 in a few years. So I'm stuck.
I'm actually, you know what? After talking to Perth, I'm really excited about what they have planned for Series 4. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be good.
On that kind of topic of, having to collect the full series and things like that, we had a question from someone via email this week, and it says, can we get PAMP Good Luck series in fractionals, both gold and silver if available? The 1 ounce gold is getting a bit expensive, especially for gifting.
Come on. A real collector, a real stacker wouldn't blink an eyelid. It's all right. That person that actually wrote that came into the store this morning and
there you
saw me. And we provided him with some a 5 gram option. So they had literally just arrived. So they're not even on our website yet. So hopefully Adsy's getting himself organised. Yep. So they are in stock. We just don't have them listed on the web at this point. They do come in a 5 gram, and they look great.
Being just zooming around everywhere and. When I was serving the shop on Saturday, it was just absolutely hectic last Saturday. But that's when I first noticed, I think, in person, the Good Luck.
Yeah.
And
this is the Dragon, I think. So they've done the...
They're stunning. They're absolutely stunning.
They did the Buddha. They did the... I'm having a mental blank. The Koi. They did the Koi, and now they've done the Dragon.
I like the Dragon. I really like the Koi.
Yeah, the Koi was
great.
They knocked it out of the park with that one.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know there were fractionals. Were there fractionals in Koi as well?
Embarrassingly, I can't answer that question. You weren't supposed to ask that.
Well, I hope not.
Not in the script, Alex. Come on. Here for the Donuts wants to know if we have an ETA on the 5 ounce silver horse.
It's in stock.
Mm-hmm.
We may still have them up on pre-order for the web if they're asking that, or they just haven't seen.
Or the first batch has been sold out, and then
that is the other.
That's the
possibility.
Well, it could be, but I know they're in a box just out the back here because
there's a lot of orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're filling out a lot of orders.
Yeah, so we do have them in stock, but the boys are right. We may have filled. Our first delivery may have gone with pre-orders, and we may be waiting on some more, but. Ads, if you're listening, if you could update the Lunas on the web as to if they're currently available or still on pre-order, that would be fantastic.
Well, I got so Plume just said Midnight Gardener, try collecting the whole set of Germanium Valkyries in high relief 2 ounce coins.
Ouch!
I'm not going to, but I did buy one Germanium mint. It was a World Army uniform series.
Oh yeah,
1 ounce, like the coloured.
That's an old one, isn't it?
That is, and it's very difficult to get. And I bought one because I found an Antarctica one from when the Germans went there, so no Schwabenland. And I got it, and then I got it, and I'm
Say that again?
No, I'm not. And now I'm like, oh man, that cost a bit. But now I'm looking at all the other uniforms, like woodland and like desert camo, and I'm like, because they're all camouflage uniforms. And I'm like, it's dangerous.
Picking up the rare one out of a series is
What's that?
Picking up the rare one out of a series can be very difficult because it gives you the responsibility to keep
I only
going.
saw that one once, and I've never seen that particular design again. So now I have to get.
You take that, like you're saying, I've got to buy each one from the set. Then try and imagine my problem. Not only do I have to do that for my personal collection, but I have to buy for a shop. So yesterday I'm on the phone with I almost said who, and I don't want to at this point, with one of the mints from around the world. And I said, absolutely, we'll take 2,500 of those. And he goes, well, if you're taking 2,500 of those, this is the rate. And I'm going, oh, crap, I just bought 20,000 ounces.
Wow.
Because there was 8 in the series, and we have to have all of them.
Michael, at at the end of the day, you also run an unallocated probe. So that could be used as backup for unallocated. So.
Oh dear! I thought, oh, ouch, that hurt.
Alrighty, I came across this article this week, Michael, and I'm hitting you a little bit with this one because, we have not spoken before stream, as everyone saw. You just kind of came in halfway, well, definitely not halfway through, but so we haven't looked at this one. But there was an article I saw on the Financial Times talking about the losses for the Royal Mint. It seems they've put out their numbers, and they've jumped from, I think it was a $4.3 million pound loss the previous year to a £36.3 million pound loss. And it says they're citing the state-owned company warning of collector fatigue after years of royal milestones such as King Charles III's coronation.
Okay, let me give you a different option. Maybe it's crap coin fatigue.
No comment.
Wasn't expecting you to say it quite so
I
frankly.
know.
It was a long trip in from the city.
Yeah,
Back in.
it's like I didn't mean that as a dig against Royal Mint. I mean generally. Like I'm not talking about. You've got to be honest here, and I've got to say, full marks to Royal Mint. They are coming out and being quite open about the discussion of the white spot issues that they had. That actually wasn't what I was referring to.
No.
During COVID,
yeah.
we got so much, not just out of Royal Mint, out of every mint around the world, every production facility. They decided that they could produce any garbage that they wanted and the market would lap it up.
Yeah.
And the problem is they did. They produced not just the Royal Mint, like I said, every mint around the world produced absolute garbage, and now it's biting them on the backside. This isn't collector fatigue. This is just people going, I don't want the garbage anymore. I want good quality products with a good design, a well thought out design at a good price.
Yeah. And I think especially if you're targeting different demographics and say younger collectors or like bringing in a lot of these trademarked in licensed products, like let's say Star Wars. One, it can be fatigue in itself because they just produce too many, but at least they're on average they're pretty good designs. But then you have something like this is very specific, right? And in gold and rose gold. And I'm wondering how many people, like most of these perhaps not most, but a lot of these would be, well, gone with the Queen, if I can put it that way. There's not that many new blood that I can see, or even through our shops asking for anything like that. Because, we get requests all the time. Do you have this? Do you have this? And I've never heard anyone asking for any royal, anything of King Charles.
It is a very particular generation that's interested in the royals, and it's something that's dying in Australia.
And I think that's part of, not the whole reason, that would be part of, backlogs of certain coins and medals, commemorative medals.
It was interesting as well. One of the other things in the report at the bottom there, it says the report said that this was the first year that the company had received no coin orders from His Majesty's Treasury, as existing coin stocks had not been depleted enough to require more. So I thought that was interesting as well. Obviously we're looking at much less cash usage here in Australia. And looks like this is happening even over there as well.
Right?
This is in the UK, yeah.
Is this also referring to silver?
I think this is just their circulating currency, but the
just
losses,
circulating.
their losses are worldwide.
The losses is losses as a company.
Yeah, global.
Okay.
No, I was just wondering about the VAT on silver and how long that's been.
The what, sorry?
The tax on silver in the UK.
I think it's been there for a long
time.
Long time, as far as I'm aware.
Because I think that would affect something like Germany, where they introduced that.
Yeah, but they do have. I am absolutely not the guy to talk about this. Backyard Bullion's got a great burst on it, but they do some strange things with their, help me here, Ruben. Their sovereigns, Britannias, that sort of stuff. They don't incur some forms of taxes.
I really need to clip that little bit from Backyard Bullion where he explained a bit of it in an interview with you, because we reference it so many times. But
and do a little short on it that's pinned.
that we can remember it.
Yeah, look, I get really nervous when people ask me about, taxation and British coins, because they seem to do weird things. If it's over 35 years or something, it now incurs a tax. But if it's younger than 235
those
years,
you don't have to worry about. The 232 years, that's a big problem. That's
There you go, 1973, Alex. MP says 1973 on the VAT.
Yeah, so
Wow.
they've been doing it a little while.
So that's, and then Germany introduced that more recently, or at least they upped that.
Germany,
To change it for coins.
Yeah. And then...
Because that would have a big impact on even in general.
Absolutely.
We're talking stacking now. We're not even talking collecting or numismatic pieces.
Yeah.
So I guess... actually, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx anything in Australia, so I'll just...
Dragging us back a little bit in the conversation, I had a conversation very recently with a production facility, and I said to them, if you're going to just produce a 1 ounce coin and slap effectively a coloured sticker on the front and expect people to buy it, you're dreaming. It's just not going to work, because they don't want that. We want good designs. We want, like Adam and I this morning, we're having quite an animated discussion because we were being pitched another round of 1 ounce coins, and it's like, stop copying everyone else and producing the 1 ounce coin. Shake it up a bit. Pretty much no one is producing a general bullion 2 ounce coin. Perth Mint,
The Luna.
No, I was referencing the mother and baby.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm jumping the gun, and I said I wasn't going to do this, but in Neil's interview...
Yeah, I was just going to say, he explains it in the interview.
So they've pulled the pin on the mother and baby.
Yeah.
That was really the only 2 ounce stacking coin other than the...
Luna.
Other than the Luna, which is a little bit dearer. The mother and baby was a naked coin, so it didn't have that extra expense of the capsule. But... there is no one... I know there's a few, and people are going to jump in and say, oh, you're wrong, this one does it and that one does it. But there's really very, very few mints and production facilities around the world that actually produce a 2 ounce coin on a bullion level. The same with the 5 ounce on a bullion level. So stop just cookie cutting this 1 ounce coin out there and just sticking lipstick on a pig effectively, and actually do something proper with it. Do a proper design, and you'll find that collectors don't have collecting fatigue or stacking fatigue. They'll actually get an interest in it again.
Yeah. The only other two ounce that comes to mind in that naked form, like in the tubes, is from the Royal Mint, like the Tudor B series and all that.
They did, which has pretty much come to an end.
Yep. So I'm just trying to think what the Canadian, the Goose.
The Goose, yep.
But
again,
amazing Creatures of the North series. All two of the coins that got released.
Death. But they
unnatural death, actually.
But even those, they're one-off productions. They're not regulars or anything along those sort of lines. New Zealand Mint has stopped producing the 2 ounce turtle.
Yeah.
And we're actively encouraging them to fire it up again for 2026. These things. They're just, everyone just goes, oh, well, let's produce a 1 ounce coin and we'll colour it up a bit.
On a similar note, I like the Stephen Byers comment. Mother and baby should have been a 1.5 ounce missed opportunity.
Look, I
That's
totally
great.
agree.
Having said that, it was for, I think, many places around the world called the Next Generation series, as opposed to the mother and baby series. But having said that, it's a great point, and that will be something really cool to see. And Perth Mint have done a few 1.5 ounce coins. They have, haven't they? Yeah, silver.
Yeah, but not for release in Australia.
Yeah, but they still have the technology to produce really good. Yeah,
they can do it.
Con picked one up, and I think Kyle picked one up, like different ones in a series, like they came through as buybacks a little while ago.
Which is really
one-offs only. So
well, it's incredibly rare because they only produce them for the 401k market, which is the US version of the superannuation fund. So. No, it's not. It's not self-managed.
Not self-managed.
It's the super funds that buy into it, or their 401ks, and they are only produced for that, and they never see the light of day. They go into the vaults to back the 401k. So that was what I got, and I didn't notice if they showed us this year, but last year on the tour through the Perth Mint, there was actually an array of these 1.5 ounce coins out.
I did not see that.
So because they were producing them at that point, so a lot of the people in last year's one actually got to see them. So.
This isn't the one we're talking about there. I just found the photo of the mother and baby ones to show for a second. I love that series, and it's a bit sad to see it go.
The only one that, I mean, they're all pretty cool. But the one that really got me, and I'm still chasing a 10. I haven't got any of them in 2 or 10 ounces, but the one I'm really chasing is a 10 ounce. The first one which is the crocodiles.
Yeah.
That is just, I love that one.
We had them in a little while ago.
We had the 2 ounces.
Oh, sorry, you're looking for it in the
10
10
ounce, yeah.
I am interested to know if this is potentially an idea that Perth will run with for the next series in the Lunar, because they've broken out the silver as doing this mother and baby kind of thing. And I think it would be very cool to have the mother on one and, you know, the half ounce be the baby, as it were. So it could potentially be an idea that because they now have to kind of wait for the next series before trying something like that in the Lunar. I don't know.
I'm excited about, because in speaking of the Lunars in Perth Mint, with Series 3 we have, you know, the introduction of the Platinum Lunar. So I'm hoping, you know, we've still got a few years to go and they'll do a Series 4 with Platinum and then Palladium.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do
No,
Palladium.
I don't know after the
I'll be a
discussions
little surprised.
Yeah.
They'll with the Platinum, they will either increase the mintage numbers or they will get rid of it altogether.
Yeah.
And I'm still not sure which way they'll go.
And but you know what? The way I see it, whichever way they do it, it'll just increase the collectability of the Series 3 Platinums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if Platinum price also jumps. But even if it doesn't, the coins will go.
Well, we're seeing that with the Series 1, and I think they did it. I think they stopped partway through Series 2, but I'd have to go and check my collection to make sure which way it is. But they produced the half kilo.
Series 2. Because I nearly got a tiger before I started working at eBay. Before I started working at BN, I was looking at eBay, and that was going for tremendous. Even back. So this was back about 2021, 2022. Half kilo tiger.
And it was a Series 2 tiger.
Silver, yeah. And not all of them had them.
No, they stopped it partway through the series, which it's the
I've
unforgivable sin. It really is.
I've never seen in person a Lunar half kilo.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to fix that problem.
All right, sweet.
So
looking forward to that problem being fixed.
I like here for the donuts. Rhodium Lunar for Alex.
Ooh.
There goes the bank balance.
Look, Powerball will really have to come through, or Touch Lotto or something. But yeah, I on that note, they did do a 1 ounce rhodium coin. This is, I think, around the time when rhodium was about 800 USD per ounce.
You did?
No, not Perth Mint, but it was a European mint, I believe. Or it could have been American mint. And since the price has gone up, I've never even seen one listed for sale.
Yeah.
And it was a dragon. I think it was a Tuvalu dragon or something like that. But it was,
They had those rhodium encased maple leaves in the US when I was over there the other week.
Oh, did you pick any up? No.
Almost did. Almost did.
I love that slight sarcasm.
Yeah. Someone sent me a photo, I think. Yeah, and I'm like...
Dear. Water Monkey asked about, speaking of stacking, we have a birthday for a very little one next month. Given the kids club is not up and running yet, sorry about that, what silver bullion would you recommend I get for them to get them started?
Okay, I can answer this because I do a lot of gifts for, like, when I get...
You haven't
given
Lots of gifts, yeah, come on.
Little kids, not big kids. And I like to find out what year they were born in, and then get the lunar animal for that year, and go from there and start them off in that way.
Yeah, that's one option. What about you, Rubes?
There's been a couple of times where that's it. People have come through and said, "Hey, yeah, I'm after this, for either a boy or a girl or something like that." Oftentimes, I kind of just open up the website and just do a bit of a scroll through and go, "Hey, their interests, what they're more likely to be in. Does anything jump out at you?" But yeah, I think some of the animals that Perth Mint produce are a really kind of cute and cuddly way to get into it. The main thing I think for a lot of it is the education that comes with it. There's lots of really, really cool designs out there that a kid could look at for half a second and go, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But then you really have to kind of go the next step and point out what makes that any different from just looking at a cute picture online, on a screen or something somewhere. It's, what makes this different? Why is this something that I should care about? And so, yeah, I think there's plenty of really, really cool options out there, but actually doing the next step, I think, is
the other
important
thing is
as well.
Depends how young they are as well. But
absolutely.
This is one time I do look at numismatics as well as a present, because the way I see it, you want to try and get them into enjoying what they have, And, for us, we get a little, let's say Smithy's Bullion cast bar. I love them, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if a child's going to enjoy that. If you find, and then again, depends if they're, say, 7 and they like something specifically, and you can find it in the coin or even in the numismatic with a box. Again, numismatics, then you've got to be careful with the box, so.
But yeah, there's a lot of
keep the
license.
buggy.
Like if you tap into the license side of things,
Yeah.
as we were talking about the Royal Mint before. They've just brought out something with Monopoly. Link it in with Family Game Night or something.
Look, the thing I would say is, it all depends. Do you want to get them something for a present, or do you want to get them something for a present, but also to get them into stacking and that awareness and get that, hopefully get that bug for collecting and stacking, so they can actually in a form of savings, like you're treating it as a savings account in physical bullion form. So if it's that second part, then I would get something that they like or something that is a little bit more flashy, and I wouldn't recommend stacking those, but you start off like that and then you move on to general bullion from that.
Stephen reckons that Thor's hammer coin from earlier would be a great first coin, I recken.
You said that, Stephen. Yeah. Stephen, like I said, my birthday's also next month. I'm a big kid at heart, so
I'm going to shoot myself in the foot a little bit here as a company, but I would actually go some of those 10 ounce. You get them out of the States. Scottsdale produce them. The little silver stacker bars, they're 10 ounce.
Okay.
And I'd get a couple of those because that way they're like big Duplos.
Yeah.
They can kind of, even
They
from
do,
a young age, they
and-
can stack them up. And they shrink wrap them with very protective. So you're not worried about, the sticky fingers getting on them and that sort of stuff. But and
it's
I'd
not
play
just-
around with something like that.
Just a quick
That's-
little shout out to Silver Sushi. That says confirmation they're now expecting our second baby.
Congratulations.
Thought they'd share it with the
Congratulations.
second and
And yes.
largest family, the BN family.
It was great meeting you in the store the other week as well. On that note, with the Scottsdale, those stacker bars, I love those because I love the logo, the Scottsdale line, and everyone that I've given, because I've given some Scottsdale rounds to people, and everyone loves that line design.
The lion.
Stacker, 2 ounce.
Stacker rounds. Nailed it.
There we go. And you know what? I'm even functioning without a coffee here.
It's been holding you back all this time, Alex.
No, it hasn't. 'Cause, we're also standing here, so I'm
just like
using
being in
all
the
my
shop.
energetic reserves in the legs. But no, it's that Scottsdale line. It just pops.
Yeah, and it stacks and it looks great. And particularly, I was going to say particularly if they're boys, but that's garbage.
No.
Either way.
No, I gave one to my daughter and she loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Grab some of those. Have we got any? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have. But you know what? If we did, that would make a fantastic present.
We'll try and
You
get
know
some
what?
in. I'll talk to Andy about it.
I'll remind Michael to try and get more of those in. But it is they are great.
And look, we're going to break that part off there because I don't think we took that announcement seriously enough. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me try this in English. for a change.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Silver Sushi.
Yeah.
Too many Hesses in that. That's really big news and that's fantastic.
Yeah, and again, it was great to meet you the other day. Thanks for. I love it when we meet people in store, and if you do comment and you give your handle, it's like putting the face to the handle.
And
So
not just in store. I like it when people just go, "Hey,
yes,
what's your live stream?"
yes. Last time that happened to me, I was in a deli counter, and it was standing next to the bloke. If you're watching, hello. And didn't even notice me until I ordered, and it was the voice. Bullion Now. I'm like, oh my God, yeah.
It's even better when my kids are with me because they go, "Oh, this is so embarrassing."
I cannot. If this continues, I cannot wait for that because I would absolutely milk it in front of my daughter and make her as squeamish and uncomfortable as possible. But that's just me. So.
It's funny. My son, who was the one that actually called right at the start of this this live stream, he said to me, I think it was yesterday, but very recently, he said, "You know, Dad, I'd forgotten what it felt like to be embarrassed by you until just then."
Okay. All right. I'm channeling my dad now from beyond the grave, right? I didn't embarrass you. You embarrassed yourself. All right.
Oh dear, it's all good fun.
Yeah.
What else have we got, Rubes?
We had someone send through a photo of a bit of a collection that they've been stacking, as well as a cool little addition to it. So we've got the Great Southern Land series that Perth Mint do. That's been very, very popular. But this person's dragged them all together. But they've also got the stone that the most recent one is as a bit of a back piece for it. I'll put it up there so you can see what I'm talking about. So the most recent one being the snakeskin jasper, and so they've got that as almost a big ball there behind them all, but also the full set there as well. So kind of cool to see them all stacked together.
That looks amazing.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like beautiful art. It's art now.
That's it.
This has now moved into the art realm.
Yeah, that's stunning.
I am doing this as a little bit of
And
a
it's
promo.
better than
We've
like
got
95% of modern art that I see.
that's it.
Don't
Trying
get
to
me
pass-
started on that.
Trying to pass as art.
We do still have the snakeskin jasper up
do we?
on Little Coin Shop, which has very much surprised me because the Great Southern Land series has been one that is the kind that you have to email in advance, and it's a bit of a clamber. So I'm not sure if it's just slipped under people's radar this year. If people aren't as big of a fan of it, or something else, I'm not sure, because I think it's quite a nice
I
one.
think we doubled
Oh, okay,
LCS's allocation this year.
that'll do it.
So it's a terrible thing to say, but with the problems in overseas markets at the moment, it's allowed us room to actually go to Perth Mint. Well, and some of the other mints as well. They're not ordering as many. So how about you up our allocation a bit and we'll take them? So there's a few things where we've managed to grab quite a few more, which has been really good.
We also touched on this a little bit, I think, at the very, very tail end of a stream, Alex, but we were going to talk about Vietnam
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago, and so I wanted to give you the chance to talk about it. But yeah, in regards to Vietnam requiring some different things for bank accounts and potentially shutting down some,
Look, I absolutely love it when I get ambushed with questions like that because I did not prep for it. We didn't have time, but from memory, so I'm going all by memory. But yes, this was this actually started in store with two Vietnamese young boys coming in, in their early 20s, and they're buying gold. And just started talking because they actually had really good taste. One of them was the I remember the Good Luck Dragon, and the other one was a 2 ounce Luna 2 Perth Mint Dragon in a buyback. So it was cool pieces. And we just started talking, and basically I said, "Oh, you're taking it back to Vietnam?" He goes, "Yeah, eventually." And I just said how it compares, and he goes, "Oh no, you can't." He said something about you can't buy it at the moment in Vietnam gold. I'm like, what do you mean?
Surely,
and he goes,
surely
"No, government
someone's
put
got it,
something
yeah."
out, yeah. And then I found that strange. He goes, "Yeah, you can buy it, but it's generally in the black market now, with a lot of it attracting up to about 30%. This is according to him, up to about 30% on top of what 1 ounce of gold sells for." And that I found that bewildering. So I looked into it that night, and yeah, they've actually trying to clean up the way their payment systems work. And so Vietnam has suspended, I don't know if cancelled or suspended so many, like we're talking millions of accounts because they want to link biometric data to the actual bank accounts. And they also wanted to do, and I'll look through a couple of different sources to make sure this is all right, but they wanted to stop, because traditionally in Vietnam you could pay off homes and you make deposits with gold, gold jewelry and that. And so many, we know here, Vietnamese that come here, customers as well as friends of mine, that have made down payments for their homes with the gold they brought from overseas, and they wanted to stop the gold being used as a competing money with the Vietnamese currency in itself. So I haven't looked at it for a week now. I don't know what's happened since, but it's pretty disturbing news if they want to cancel accounts, link biometric data. And it was in their whole excuse was, we want to make sure, like we don't want to have things like illegal things and black market and
Sounds like Andrew and Kath might be heading over there in a couple of weeks. So they're offering to give us the local news. Yeah, the lowdown.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. Because these things, as Australians, we tend to forget about the rest of the world. We're a bit of a sheltered country, really.
Island.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It takes so long to get to anywhere else.
Well, that's right. There's some disadvantages of being at the butt end of the world, but there's also some huge advantages of it.
Yeah.
One is that we don't tend to get, knocked around by these types of things. But it's very disturbing when countries start doing this, because all countries look at each other and see what each one's doing and how the rest of their population has reacted and what sort of impact it's had on economies and all that sort of stuff. So, we might go, well, that doesn't really affect us. It's only Vietnam.
For now.
It doesn't
For
take
now,
much for that to become a more worldwide thing fairly rapidly.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we've
disturbing
seen
news.
we've seen over the last few years. I mean, we've seen Africa, Zimbabwe specifically, resort to gold coins to try and fix some of their financial problems. We saw Turkey a couple of years ago kind of requesting almost this big buyback of jewelry and bullion from its citizens to try and solve its financial crisis. So it's something that feels very separate in my Australian mind between what the average person thinks about in Australia versus stacking and precious metals. But you look at some of these countries that really do have, this as part of their normal, and it's kind of getting brought to the forefront.
Yeah. It's the way of the future, I'm afraid.
The other thing was, what caught me, and I couldn't verify this, but what, according to them, they said that, about 30% on top in terms of buying on the black
premium?
market. Yeah, premium on top of a...
BN Hanoi, here we come.
I was just saying, yep. I don't know how. I don't know how we'll get around selling it there, but we'll work something out.
That's right. Come on, mate. Surely you know someone.
Yeah. In between banh mi rolls. These are special banh mi rolls. These are very expensive banh mi rolls. Yeah.
Oh dear. All a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, it's a hard one. We're all frightened of change. Technology is going to change things. In some ways, we're our own worst enemy. We don't want all these checks and. Let me be clear right from the start. I'm not advocating any of this. I'm a big fan of, I'll watch my business, you watch your business, and the government can stay out. But we want them to stay out. We don't want to provide these things, and yet the first time someone gets ripped off, it's the bank's fault. And you kind of go, well, you kind of can't have both sides of the equation. You're either, you either want that extra level of security and checks and balances, or you don't.
Yeah.
You kind of can't blame them when they arc up about it.
Oh no, I can, Michael.
Okay.
And I do, and I will.
wrong.
No, there's a difference to me. There's a difference if they say, hey, we noticed you wanted to take, move $20,000 out of your account to pay for this. We just want to make sure, is this you? Can we verify your identities to know that you are the account holder? Or if you're in a bank, they can do that on the spot. And then from then on, it's like, okay, I understand. You're an adult. You want to make that decision. Go ahead. We've confirmed that this is something that you want to do. We did our due diligence in checking to make sure that this is you doing that. I mean, anything after that, to me, is just part of a nanny state.
While I agree, the problem we have is that people are not willing to take responsibility for their own actions and the results of those actions. They're too busy trying to blame someone else, something else. It's their fault they didn't check. I remember, I got grey hair, so I can go back into the dark ages. But I remember when I was much younger and I had colour in my hair, there was this big uproar because these groups of people had managed to get them, and you probably have read about this, but they've managed to get these big mortgages, and they can't afford to make payments, and the banks were copping an absolute hiding of, why did you hand them the money? This isn't fair. And even back then, I'm going, they're consenting adults. They signed for it. It's their own. It's not the bank's fault. Yeah, the bank probably shouldn't. Their marketing and all that sort of stuff is not great. And look, I'm not advocating for banks here. I'm not I'm just using this as an example. What I'm advocating for is for adults to actually take responsibility for their actions, particularly in a financial sense, which is why we're in Bullion, because that is one of the definitions of taking your financial responsibility in hand. But too often, like particularly through this episode, it was the big bag banks. You know, they lent me the money. Well, you went and picked it up. You signed for it. Like, come on here.
And this is that whole thing about personal responsibility. So I do appreciate if the bank, you know, verifies that you do want to do what they're being asked to do on your behalf.
Yeah.
Once you get that confirmation, that's it. You know, it's the onus is on you. And again, it's this babying, you know, this you're just wasting time on this that actually then leads to where we are with, as we know, many people in a bullion industry then get denied or have to have a conversation for an joking over half an hour at the teller to try and explain why they want to pull out some of their own funds in order to pay, you know, an invoice.
Well,
so
was it
it's
this
to
week?
a point.
Was it this week or last week? We had a couple come in. You know, they ordered X amount, and look, it wasn't a small order, but it wasn't horrendous. It was about $20,000 worth of product, and you know, they older couple, not you know ancient, but certainly a little bit older than me, so an older couple, and they had their daughter with them, and they worked out what they wanted to order. No worries, we're just going to go down to the bank. Now, they went down to the one downstairs. I won't use the name publicly, but anyone who's been to our office will know who I'm talking about. So the one downstairs. Now, we've shared a building with that bank since 2018. I talk to their tellers in the elevator sometimes, like their workers. They know exactly who we are. They would not transfer the money. These are consenting adults. They would not transfer the money from their account to our bank account, even though they had an invoice in front of them, and they're saying, I want to transfer. No one's ripping me off, and they're saying, no, absolutely, we will not transfer the funds because we think you're being ripped off. And it's like, you could Google searches. You can look in the elevator bank and say, look, and they've been there for years.
And this is that overreach. This is that what I see as overreach and just absolute. Yeah, but I think again, that's now going in a different path. So we'll move on because I think there's another agenda to that. But that's
yes, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah. So, oh well.
There you go.
You want me to change it up for some? Where in the world is the Bullion Now bag?
Well, and you've been doing a good job trying to get rid of that spam bot, whatever was going on there, mate. So
I think we're sorted. I'm careful to say that, but I think I've implemented a fix, so we'll see if that holds. But yeah, it's funny you say that. The other thing that I encountered this week on that topic was we did a video with the Ethereum. We had the Ethereum silver coins come out this week, and my goodness, the moderation that I then had to do, because that's it. I guess it ticks some buzzword for a bunch of these bots.
Crypto bots.
All these crypto bots. There was about, I think, 10 to 20 legitimate comments or something on that video. There was 120 or so, I think, that I then had to get rid of. It's just a
was that on? Well done, because I didn't see that. Was that on like one? You know, it was on. Oh, I do.
There was some
investment. We were, who's that? And it's a whole we 100 comment thread.
So someone commented on that video, making I guess me aware of it, but also others. And that's it. We will never plug any kind of coin, any kind of anything like that in our comments. We're gonna show off what we get in the video, of course, but that is where we draw the line. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes, and probably a lot of people on this stream will roll their eyes and go, yeah, obviously they're just bots. But got to be said. It's feels like the Wild West out there sometimes.
Sorry, I just saw something in the comment before you go. Where are we?
Nathy boy, I love that coin idea. St. Ruben slaying the chatbot dragon coin design.
No. From Crane057. Hi, are you going to sell a Barbie gold bar? Have you seen that? I just looked it up.
Yeah, they had the license. I think it was PAMP, wasn't it? They had PAMP and Hot Wheels as a dual licensing. Which
I'm just looked at the price online for them. That's for a 1 gram.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be charging that much, so don't stress.
Yeah, okay, good. Not that I'm chasing it, but yeah. No, I haven't even seen that before. And this is the thing, there's so many things coming out now.
Yeah, there are. And so many good things that are coming out. But yeah.
5,000 mintage according to Fanta. All right, let's jump
correct.
into where in the world is that Bullion Now bag, where we see where our viewers have gotten up to with our Bullion Now bags.
Where in the world is that Bullion Now bag? Where could it be? Can you guess? Let's see.
Alrighty, now we get to see where people have been up to with our bags. So we've got this first one here. This was actually one you sent through to me the other week, Michael. So you're banned from answering this one because I'm pretty sure you know where it's from.
I don't remember. That was a week ago.
Just remember if you asked him what happened this morning, he was so busy.
Yeah, that's right. So
I do actually remember this one, and I think people should get it fairly fast. I like the fact that it's selectively placed.
Adam Rose straight in there. Very, very fast on the trigger there with Plumer and Stephen shortly behind. It is Rockhampton.
Yeah.
And very strategically placed from some of the other photos I've seen. On a very similar note to that one, I thought this one would do good to follow it.
There's parts of that ball get stolen regularly.
Wow.
I could never guess which parts.
Rockhampton and the big fertility cults there. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
No, all good.
On that one.
I thought this one was of a very similar ilk, and we've got that was ilk, not elk. Before Alex or Michael get in with their dad jokes, we've got this one here. Now, I instantly think Australia is to be associated with a lot of these big things. But your clue is that it's not your clue is that it's not Australian.
Sorry, Fanta. 1 carat gold.
Yes.
That's gold.
He's on fire today.
It is. He is.
Clearly not as popular.
Do you know what?
What?
I'm just going to go
Carrot.
Bangkok.
Nathy boy there. I'm going to take that one as the answer. It is it's North New Zealand. So Australia isn't the only one with the big things.
Choice, bro. That's
and they've sent me
You
through
need
the
coffee, mate. You really do.
they've sent
I
me
need
through
it
the
so
pronunciation Ohakuni, which Rumpelstiltskin has put there as well. So very, very cool to see that we're not the only ones that
sorry.
do
I
that.
do need coffee. I thought, where Rumpelstiltskin is from. I'm like, oh well. It's been a long week, folks.
I think you need a week off, mate.
Oh dear. All right, we've now got this one a little bit further afield as your clue, although it was probably going to be fairly easy to guess that based on the style of building there. It's very much not too familiar to us. Any guesses from either of you there?
Japan.
Not Japan.
No, it'd be China.
Not China.
Taiwan.
No.
Are you going to tell me it's downtown Melbourne?
No. Also not.
Okay, not North Korea.
No.
South Korea.
No.
Okay, I'm
Marilyn
out.
Monroe.
East
No.
Korea.
Oh, what?
West Korea.
No, Chinatown in San Francisco.
PJ's got it. Singapore.
Oh,
So very, very not a lot of people guessing that one there across the variety of guesses. So cool picture. Thank you
love
so
that
much
photo.
for sending it through.
The colour in the foreground and almost black
Yeah.
and white in the back. I think
That's
that's
the Buddha Tooth Temple in Singapore.
There you go.
And we've got one more for this week. There is a bunch of others that got sent through this week, so I have kind of been picking one or two from here from there. So if you have sent one and I haven't put it in, don't stress. I probably have got it. I just haven't put it in. But live at bullionnow.com.au if you wanted to send one through. And we've got this one here. So overlooking a lighthouse of some description.
oh.
Singapore is not in black and white, Stephen Bear. I think it's an artistic choice.
My kids thought for years because I used to say Everything was in black and white when I was a kid. They used to think the world was in black and white back then. We only invented colour in the 80s and 90s.
Is this, Rubes, from the Isle of Wight?
Don't believe so, but you're in the right kind of area of the world.
Isle of Man.
No,
Isle of Deep Purple.
it is an isle of something though. That's your clue. People are very close with like that Cornwall. I think people are kind of in the right area of the world.
No, because the only one I got after that is Fantasy Island. But that's
We're on the Isle of Anglesey in North Wales.
Anglesey, that's just up the road, mate.
Nah, that's a different Anglesey.
North Wales, not New South Wales.
Yeah. This was actually sent in by a friend, and that was one of the places we went to whilst he was over here on his trip around Australia was to see our Anglesey versus his.
Wow.
There you go.
So yeah, thank you very much for everyone who sent those through. Like I said, there is a few extras from other people that sent them through, so haven't forgotten them.
Out of all our segments, that's definitely my favourite one. I think that's the only one. No, you've got an Insta one as well now.
Got the Insta one.
Have you got that?
I haven't for this week.
Okay, all right. Disregard what I just said.
No, you can still say it's your favourite.
No,
I really enjoyed seeing where the Bullion Now bags end up.
yeah.
It's very cool. The first one I saw just kind of blew my mind. It was in Greenland, I think, the first one that ever came back, and I went, wow, I wonder where all the places our bags end up, and it does boggle the mind.
I don't want to
sometimes.
say this because I don't want to ruin it, but there was a customer going away about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago now, overseas for a while, and where he said he was going to go, I'm like, please, you got to take a
bag, yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, please take a bag.
Yeah, please remember to take a photo. But I won't mention it because it's actually, it'll be, quite unique.
All right. Michael, the other question that's been popping up a few times in chat that I think we're probably a little bit nervous to answer is what is happening with the Lunar Platinums? I feel your pain, but it is a question we must answer.
It is. And look, we have to, I think, just bite the bullet and do it. The system that we normally use is no more. So, and I've had a rather distracted week, so I haven't been able to work out a new system yet. But we're going to have to do it first thing next week. So look out for it Monday, Tuesday next week. We'll do a video, make a big song and dance of it, but we'll have to do something very, very soon.
We also had the Engelhard bar, not bars. I'm getting in the habit of saying that from all the times we get Engelhard bars. The Engelhard rounds through. And we even had, I don't know if you'd seen this, Michael, but one of the guys at Bullion Now had one of the old 80s versions of it. And so I could do a little bit of a comparison to the old 80s American Prospector. And it's pretty cool to see the history kind of revitalized a little bit, refreshed.
Did you take a photo?
I didn't. I've got it in the video, but yeah, I thought it was an interesting comparison. I think there was a little bit more detail in the new one, which is kind of what I'd hope and expect. But there was some. I think the first comment that was on that video was saying that they prefer the toning of the old the old stuff. It's a bit hard to beat sometimes, particularly if you like that thing.
Yeah, bring me back to that toning discussion in a minute. Let's finish the Engelhard thing.
Yeah, but wait long enough and it'll tone.
That's right. I thought they did a bang-up job with that one. I thought they jazzed it up enough for it to be modern and fresh, but they kept enough of the classicness about it. I think Pamp have nailed it with that one.
Well, I look forward to seeing it because I didn't even have a chance to see it.
Oh, seriously?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how busy we've been. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to see it. I did see what Con brought in, and that was the other round that I absolutely loved, but... Yeah, very cool. I look forward to those photos, Rubes.
Super keen.
Yeah, no, it looks great. We had a couple in today, and I had to have a bit of a giggle because they were wanting some buyback kilo bars. So Brett had lined up some kilo silver bars, and he wanted there was a couple of vintage bars in there, Engelhardts.
Yeah.
Harringtons. There was 2 Harringtons in there, beautifully toned from, I'd guess somewhere in the 80s, possibly early 90s. Beautiful toning in them, the paw marks, the whole lot just looked great. And I'm assuming his wife, although I never did ask, his wife standing next to him. and there was 2 newish Perth mints there, and she's going, no, these are nice and shiny. He's going, yeah, but look at these are
Yeah.
these are beautiful classics. No, these are nice and shiny. And it was just about breaking his heart because she's going, no, we're getting the shiny Perth
okay.
mint ones.
I need a whip crack sound effect.
Mate, just some advice there for the gentleman and anyone else thinking about doing similar. You show your significant other the bought product that you choose. You do not do the other bit first. You show them what you bought, and then you convince them of how good it is.
I do think the old one of each method is a good solution in that.
Did they settle for one of each, or was it the okay?
I actually walked off because I was about to burst out laughing. I couldn't stick around any longer.
But yeah.
It was out of sympathy. Trust me, it wasn't.
But you know what? It took me a while to not just get used to, but to develop a love for vintage bars.
Oh.
And I remember you telling me when I started working at BN, and like, oh no, these crusty ones, and let me know if any come in, and I love this tone. And I'm like, why? And then over time, and I think the first one
now.
the first one I picked up that I actually stopped and looked at, it was a buyback. It was a couple came in, but one of the Libertads, it was a buyback 1 ounce Libertad, but it had this like purple hue to it.
Yep.
Very light purple, and on certain angles it'll just like ripple with purple, and I'm like, oh, I have to get this. That was it. That was the crack. That was a crack in the wall, in a dam, and then it just started leaking, and then it just broke down. And then now, Kim Brett's book came out.
Yeah.
And then I got the book, and then there's no turning back.
That's right. But it's like, it's easy. Maybe this is a male thing. I don't know. It's like driving a classic car. You'd never do it as an everyday driver because, the creature comforts are so much nicer these days.
You're talking power steering alone.
That's right. Air conditioning, all those sorts of things. But there's something about a classic car, and you love getting out on a weekend on a sunny day. And Rube's car's not a classic, but it's certainly
spirited driving.
It's that sort of thing where it's the love of in the car, situation. It's the love of classic motion.
The slightly unique, the slightly left of center,
the purring of the engine.
They're not the same as everything else out there, and we can translate that to back to Bullion.
Does a rotary engine purr?
Yeah.
Does it?
More like a 2-stroke, but yeah.
I don't think there's any purr in a rotary engine, and that's if you can get it started.
Yeah, that is the other problem.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things, and I think you either understand it or you don't.
Yeah.
We've got sorry, I'm jumping topics a little bit here. We've got a 2B3 highlighting a problem that we have had this week. Says not impressed, Bullion Now. Got a fella in stacking silver. Gave him your details, told him about the buybacks and why, and then there are no buybacks. That has been this week. We've been getting a lot of buybacks because of the uptick in price. People have been going, hey, maybe a good time to cash in, take some profit. But we've had just as many people, if not more, or clearly more, buying. And it's very much
I can comment on that. Look, being in the shop in the last few weeks, like I said, ever since we came back from Perth, it's just been absolutely flat out in the shop, more so than usual. There's been a lot of, like Rube said, buybacks, but there's even more of people wanting to buy.
People will have also seen
this
a lot
is what
of
you'll find. This is what you'll find just when prices go up. People, I don't know what it is about bullion. I think this is generally investing. This would apply to crypto as well. When the prices are low, or as I would like to say, like on sale, there's not that many people that buy. When the prices start going up, when prices start going up, that's when people really, you get the FOMO and they come in and buy. Saturday was absolutely flooded, the shop, and people waiting outside the shop. And it's the first time in the 2.5 years I've been at Bullion Now that there were no kilo buybacks. Like they'd come in and I'd sign off them as well to try and sell them, but very few. Actually, I think there was only one sale of 3 silver buybacks on the Saturday, and that went. And people are just asking for it. So then the next SKU goes, and the next SKU, But there's a lot of demand for it. And one thing to remember is we cannot order buybacks.
That's what I was going to say.
So buybacks are dependent on what people decide to bring in and sell back, and what people want to hold on to. 1 ounce gold coins. We're seeing a lot less of compared to 1 ounce gold cast bars.
We're not even seeing the gold cast bars today.
Well, I sold almost 20 to one person Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That was one person. How
Well,
many
that's
you got?
right. There was a big
Bang, I'll
bag on
take
Friday night,
Yeah,
and-
that's all. I sold that all to one person
Yeah.
on the Saturday. That was one. The other thing is like fractional gold coins, like the 1/10 in particular. Michael's always said this, in Australia, 1/10 is very popular. And we hardly see them come through anymore. Like, they do come through, but we're talking a lot less.
And they go straight out.
They go straight out. And we also do, put a little bit on the web and a little bit for the shop. So we separate that way. But we're seeing a lot more demand in certain buybacks than we are seeing people actually bringing them in. And when they bring them in, they go out straight away. And when I say straight away, once it's been confirmed and, has a look at them and puts it back in stock.
Well, to give you an example, I busted my buns at 4 o'clock this morning and lugged 90 kilos of buybacks down to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Of kilo bars, and at about 11:30, I said to Kyle in the shop, "Where's all those kilo bars gone that I brought down this morning?" They're gone.
Yeah. And we're not even talking about self-managed super funds that buy and they buy. Not individually,
Sometimes.
but yeah, in the tons. So we're talking about just general stackers. So yeah, we're not seeing as many we're seeing them come through, but there's a lot more of an uptake of people wanting them. So that's why. The case is like that.
We've also seen the minted bars hit pretty hard this week. People will have seen that there's quite a few of those up on pre-order, and it's caused some chaos in the shop as well. So we are able to still get them through. We do still have a lot of them up for sale on the website, but we are kind of anticipating that a couple of weeks, I think, on some of them delay.
The thing is that with the minted bars now is if you want to stay below the 5,000, basically you're going for a minted bar or a coin because the only real fractional gold bar that you get is the half ounce. I know there are exceptions to that, but as a massive generalisation, it's going to be a half ounce. So if somebody wants a little bit bigger than a half or a little bit smaller, they're looking basically at a minted bar. The other problem we've got with that, just so people understand the background to it, is all the mints around the world, it doesn't matter which one we're talking about, they all have shipping limitations. So they will only ship you 2 to 3 parcels a day, and it will only be up to a certain amount. Now, as gold has gone up, those amounts, the insurance companies haven't increased them. So the problem there is that you can imagine where we used to be able to fit, 30, 40, 50 ounces in a bag, we're now able to fit, 10, 15, 20 ounces in a bag. So while, you think, well, that doesn't matter, you just order 5 bags or you order 10 bags, that's great. But as we hit the wall again this week, we're ordering somewhere between 5 and 10 bags a day, but the manufacturer is only shipping us 2 to 3 bags a day. Fairly soon, you run out of day to get your product in. So you're still receiving the first order of, 5 gram bars. And, then you've got to get through all the orders of 10 gram bars before you even get to the 20 gram bars, which is what you don't have in stock.
Yeah.
So, even though you've ordered them today, they might not be delivered for 3 or 4 weeks by the time they actually get to send those out to you.
And this is what I like to explain to people. It's not, I want to try and explain that it's not a... what do you call it? Like it's not a issue of supply in terms of they haven't got it. We're running out. That panic, that panic in the market.
A lot of it is logistics.
Yeah, it's logistics. It's a logistical issue. So to put a perspective, some people freak out, oh, well, should I buy this? Should I buy more of that? It's like, no, the mints, it's not that we can't get any silver. We've got other silver or we've got other gold and it's on order, but due to the insurance requirements and due to the price of the bullion going up, they can send less per parcel or sachet. Yeah. So it takes longer to arrive. And again, they're not just sending it to us.
Well,
they're sending
that's
it
the other problem.
To all the other Victorian dealers, to all other Australian dealers and around the world. So they, it creates a backlog. So it's constantly moving,
and it does, because not
down.
only do they have limits, you can only send 2 to 3 per customer. They will say you're only allowed to send 15 parcels a day, or I don't know what exact.
Yeah.
You know, each company would have slightly different, but you know they'll cap out fairly quickly on the total number of parcels they can dispatch in a day. So even though they've got the orders and the capacity to send out more, they're not allowed to because of their insurance requirements.
Yeah.
And if it's not the insurance requirements, it's the courier's requirements. We will only take so many parcels off you because we're not willing to take the risk because our courier insurance won't allow us to take any higher risk. So
And-
it's this massive feedback loop, and we're all suffering.
But this
from
is
it.
why I've always loved being like, even as a customer, and it's that the sharing, being transparent and not feeding you, you know, like, hey, you better get some more now, you know, you're only getting 10, you better get 20, you're only getting 2, you better get 4, you know. So it's not about that panic. They are coming through, and we have so many other things, but we might not have that particular one, even though it's on back order. It's already been shipped, but it takes a while, say, to come from Perth. So just be aware, and don't go for a lot of the as it is all the time, you know, like on social media and the panic and the fear mongering.
Look,
sometimes it's warranted, a lot of times it's not.
Yeah, there's two things there. One is we always have an alternative. You know, we might not have 1 ounce Pamps in, but we've got 1 ounce Perths, or we've got 1 ounce locals, or we've got. So we always try and make sure we've got an alternative. The other thing is, particularly on these types of items that are the basics, the essentials, the ones that we're always churning through. Don't be frightened of putting them on back order either, because, you know, Perth Mint's going to keep producing the 20 grammers. Pamp's going to keep producing their 2.5 grammers, all these types of things. And we're going to keep getting them in. So sure, you might not be able to walk home with them today, but within a week or 2 weeks or, 3 weeks, if it's one of the international ones, we'll have them back in stock and we'll be able to dispatch them. Different story if you're talking about limited run coins and things like that. And usually we won't put those on back order. He says as half the horses are on back order currently. But normally, we know we can get those in for the next 12 months. But normally, those types of things we don't put on back order. But absolutely, the normal bars, it's not an issue at all.
But this is the other thing I say. If you're worried about and you want that specific thing, you can always pre-order, lock in the price. And then one thing I tell a lot of people that still don't know, we offer 3 months free storage. So it's not going to cost you anything to keep for the first 3 months, and you can build up a bit of a stack and then either come pick it up all at once or have it get a shipping quote and send it out. And then you explain that to people, and then they panic a bit less. Oh, okay, cool, I'll lock in that, and then we'll notify you when it comes in and it's been picked, and away you go.
Yeah. So and that's for 2B3. Where he's saying, I'm not in WA, not going there every fortnight, but you can buy off us every fortnight, store it for the 3 months and then have it shipped out. And it still cracks me up to this day where we have a customer that lives literally a stone's throw from Perth Mint, and he orders Perth Mint product off us and has them shipped across there every few months.
Can I just say, I salute you. Yeah.
Still cracks me up, that one. Somebody else commented about the SMSFs. I just wanted to touch on that, where they're saying
The SMSFs buy much of the buybacks. I thought that'd all be new.
The advantage of a self-managed super fund, an SMSF, is that you control it. If you want to buy buybacks, you buy buybacks. There is nothing that I'm aware of.
Separate to advice from the accountant. That's
that's right. I mean, I'm not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice or superannuation advice. But as far as I'm aware, and certainly I've seen SMSFs do it, there's no reason why you can't buy
you just have to prove,
product.
In my experience, it's been you have to prove what you have.
Well, I mean, SMSFs own vintage cars, artwork.
Yep.
All of those are all second-hand, like...
Lego?
There's some that even own Lego, believe it or not. There's nothing that I'm aware of that prohibits that. So, absolutely, we've had SMSFs buying buybacks.
Yeah.
Sorry to do it because it feels like we could talk forever this week, but we've hit 4 o'clock and you've got somebody you said you had to be, Michael.
Yeah, I have to bolt very soon after 4 o'clock. We forgot about the chocolate bars from Perth Mint. We've really got to organise that promotion this week.
Just as soon as things settle down.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've still got a couple left, so that's fine. No, nothing was touched.
We gave them to you, so I didn't eat them.
Oh, and I'm copping so much flack. I'm like, no, that's all those are accounted for. Therefore, so.
Yeah.
It hasn't gone missing. We will sort it out. I think it's up there on the list of priorities to sort out from Perth, like the platinum horse. Like it's something we're gonna have to sort out next week. We know it's important, but we haven't done it yet. But before we finish, we are gonna do some rapid fire questions to make sure we've answered everyone's questions for the week. So if there was a question that we'd missed or you were saving just for this, ask it now, and we will endeavour to hit them all before we finish up. There was some that were rolling through at the end there before this started. So one of them being, any Charlie Kirk rounds looking to be created and sold at Bullion Now?
I haven't heard of any at this point, and I don't know I don't know how I feel about that.
With the increase in bullion, has Australia conducted an actual audit of our national bullion holdings in the UK?
I'm the wrong person to ask on that one. I haven't seen one, we'll put it that way.
Scrolling, trying to find. If you asked one before, just ask again. I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom. When will the 1 ounce Silver Series discontinued line video from Perth Mint be out? When are we going to be able to say?
That's your call, Roots.
Actually,
well, I don't. We don't have a full list, do we?
Yeah. For a confirmation from Perth, on that video.
We don't have a confirmation from Perth, but I think Neil speaks to some of that in the video.
Michael, what's your favourite mint?
Look, it's a hard coin toss on this one. It'd be between Perth Mint and the Canadian Mint, and Perth Mint would win on parochial grounds, being Australian. I do like Germania's right up there, and I've got to say the Czech Mint. It's a very new entrant into my favourites, but the Czech Mint is right up there.
Well, for me, I know Corey Grisman asked, I answered him, what's your favourite mint? And I said spearmint. But other than that, if we're talking bullion, I would say Perth Mint, hands down my favourite government mint, and private mint is Germania.
How are we going with our holding statements in allocated and unallocated holdings, please?
Well, Con does our holding statements. He was looking, what's the slightly relieved side of very stressed? Because he thinks he just cracked it.
NDY, not dead yet.
Yeah.
So
I believe the target is to have them out before close of business today. And Con seemed to think he was fairly close to that. So you should see them today, but if the wheels fall off or fell off after I left Melbourne, it might be Monday, but very, very soon.
What are we getting through as new releases coming through?
Oh, good grief. There are heaps of things coming through at the moment.
That's not good for my wallet.
We're falling over. Literally, I fell over a box this morning of new stuff. We're stacking them up to the rafters around the vaults.
Kikosaurus, stay tuned. We will update everyone on how we're doing those Perth Mint chocolate bars. Any specials this week? No, we haven't got. Sorry, I was asking you, but
Michael barely got here.
Yeah, that's fine. PayPal or Afterpay?
As in, which do I prefer?
I think they're asking if we will be getting PayPal.
We're not going to deal with PayPal, I would suspect, ever again, despite them asking us to, because they. I don't know how to put this politely.
It's rapid fire. You don't have to.
No.
Yeah, sure. Afterpay's a possibility, but not until next year at the very earliest. But yeah, PayPal will refund you whether you receive the product or not.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with bullion, that's not an option for a dealer.
Yeah,
which always makes us nervous when so many people are asking for it, because there might be a reason. Can we get better internet in the Pakenham store? I mean, we're running a stream off it. Seems to be all right.
We have what's our upload download? 500 gig.
It's fast.
Yeah, it's huge.
One of the things, but what we haven't had previously that we are potentially going to be launching moving forward to have available is a guest network, so that people aren't reliant on just their mobile data or something.
You can't in Pakenham. It's
it's
one of the worst places on earth. Like, it's ridiculous. Reception here, like internet reception on your mobile. It's horrendous.
Don't remind me, please.
So we actually do have a guest network on the Pakenham store that you'll be able to use.
Can you talk about the Berlin World Money Fair and if regular people can buy bullion? Taxes when you buy? ?
Yes, it's on next year. It's at the end of January. I think it's actually 1st of Feb, but it's end of Jan, start of Feb.
You do need a ticket.
But you can buy a ticket when you get there.
Yep.
You'll need a plane ticket if you're not in.
That is another important one.
Yes, you can buy bullion when you're there. You can buy pretty much we've failed dismally at this, haven't we, Rubes, on various trips? But you can pretty much buy any coin or banknote that you want, and there's bullion there. There's all shades of colours of all sorts of things there. So pretty much anything that you want will be there. You just have to find it, and it is literally needle in the haystack. It is humongous.
And for the public, so they know how many days is it?
3.
3. So
So
you have
it's
to
the
fit about
Thursday,
9
Friday.
days in 3 days.
Absolutely. It's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I challenge anyone to go there for the whole 3 days and get through everything there properly. Yes, you can do a surface run around, but if you actually want to do it properly, I don't believe 3 days is enough.
The longer answers we have, the longer the rapid fire goes on.
Sorry, mate, I'm
No,
really
no.
running late now.
No. You're fine. 1 ounce minted horse bars from Perth. The same,
January.
the series, yep. Susan was asking before about not being able to finalise my order on the website. What do I do? We might need some more details, or call through.
Send us
or email.
Yeah, call through 1300 84 84 10, or send us an email, preferably with a screenshot of where you're stuck at, to
Sales.
Sales would be the better one, wouldn't it? sales@bullionnow.com.au, and either it will be answered immediately on the spot, or it'll be forwarded to our IT guys, and DJ will work it out relatively quickly and get back to you.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the live stream out of Pakenham or the city? This has been nice, but I'm not
Out
sure if
of
it's
the
just
city because my legs.
You don't like
Right.
standing up that long?
Not without coffee or snacks.
Mate, I haven't leant against a bar for an hour and a half since my teenage years. I'm actually quite enjoying this.
No, I get enough of this in the city, you know. Serving in the city.
Any confirmation if any silver ram lunar horses will be coming out?
Haven't heard.
Any plans to smelt or refine?
Not as a company, that's not what we do. And I have enough troubles dealing with banks and governments and Austrac and all that sort of stuff. I don't need to deal with the EPA as well.
Do you ever get pre-2000 Kookaburra buybacks?
We got some into... Oh, Alex, you missed out. The
What's
suitcases came in.
I didn't Con let me know about it. Yeah. So I'm actually probably going to go be in after this in the city. Do you need another few hours to sort through?
No, he pre-bagged them all.
Oh,
Sorted them all
God.
for me, so I didn't even have to look through them this time. We actually have some in the storage facility right now
Wow.
that we will be sorting through. If there are any left by Monday, after Alex gets to them, we will sort them Monday and see what we've got.
Any buyback gold tails?
No.
Oh, they're as rare as hen's teeth these days. Well, like we sell a lot of tails, but especially. Okay, Ruben, forget about it.
Michael's
No.
got to go, man. Can we pay via
This
Wise?
was rapid fire, mate. We're just firing them out there, aren't we?
Can we pay via Wise if PayPal is not accepted online?
You can pay via Wise, but we also have... No, we don't.
You can pay via Wise.
We've got a USD denominated bank account, so you can pay straight into that. And I believe the other bank accounts, I think that's it. That's all we've got at the moment. But if we have demand for a different currency bank account, our bank is very helpful and they will open it for us.
What trends have you seen with silver lately from your clients?
Buy, sell a little bit back. Buy, sell a little bit back.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I always love how Michael rabbles off the phone number every time. Simon, we haven't got an auction organised for today. Anthony, are the donut tails easy to verify? Yes, but you have to often hold the XRF upside down because if you shoot through, sometimes it'll blast the table underneath. And yes, Michael will be in trouble if he doesn't get to his car soon. So I think we may need
the
to.
depth that varies.
I think we may need to end it there. Thank you very much, everyone, for this slightly haphazard stream, but it was cool to do it out of Pakenham. I think we'll look back on this one similar to how we do the live in lockdown streams of like, oh my goodness, we were able to do a stream in the store, and I think once Pakenham opens properly, this
And it
place
was
will
an
fill up very
O2
fast.
like years ago videos when we actually had someone have an appointment to buy and they were in and out.
Yes.
Trying to be quiet and like not trip over the cables, but. And just one thing for who was it? Asking Simon Bickerton for the auctions. Maybe we can organise a website auction next Friday, considering we haven't got a
live stream.
live
next
stream.
week,
Yeah.
So no advertising, nothing. We're just going to bung it up there.
Hey, it'll be there.
This
3
is
days.
the advertising. Stay tuned for an auction over next weekend. We'll try and make sure there's at least something up there. And Michael promised potentially the week after that to announce the address for Pakenham. We'll see if that holds true. We've got the Lunar Platinum that we're going to do a video on Monday or Tuesday, we've said. What else have we promised in this stream that we're going to have to remember to do later?
Superannuation statements should be out today or Monday.
Good stuff. And we will not see you next week because of a public holiday here in Victoria. But we will have a couple of videos out, hopefully, if things aren't too crazy next week. The stream will be back the week after that.
And I'm going to the snow.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm going to, I don't know where. I'm going to go back in the shop. I'll try and recover.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Have a
Sounds
great
good.
weekend.
See ya.